Oh my god, how long does it take for an intro? This intro took forever. This intro's taking the longest I've seen.
That's one thing about that logo. It's not for sale. No, seriously, it's not. I've had a lot of people ask us about the gift shop. And I always just tell them it's still under construction. When we had the open house, I went to my wood shop and I said, make the cheesiest looking gift shop you could think of. Put the letters backwards, whatever. So he went out and got a bunch of old rickety pallets, screwed them all together, and when we had the open house, we gave away T-shirts. Everybody, hey, is anybody wearing our T-shirt that was given away that week? Oh, it's a shame. It kind of looked like that. So, anyways, the one thing that I will not do, and I hope the tradition passes along, which you need, is the logo's not for sale. I don't sell T-shirts. If you're somebody special, and look to your right, look at the person that's in the right. Now look at the left. You're all special because you got this. Those of you that are the oldest child in your family growing up, good for you. If you're the youngest, yeah, really good for you. If you're middle, nobody cares about you anyway, so. No, middle child. Jean is my oldest, middle, and youngest child. So.
And a favorite.
And a favorite. So a little bit about the two of us. Me, like I said, I worked at a tile factory. I went to school for police science. Went through the Pennsylvania State Police Academy. And Temple University, and nothing. I figured I'm just here to do a better job. But I love putting stuff together and finding new ways to make things stronger and better. And I ended up working for Toboggan, and I figured I'd just hang out until I find something else, like I said. But,
what was your first job?
First job was I sat on a drill press with a pallet of wood about that big. There were two pallets actually, and they were all the slabs that go. There were 23 slabs that go into a 3-seater car, and I had to put a hole in each end or 2 holes in each end. I sat there with a drill press, just sliding the piece down, drilling the holes, and I'm thinking, I left a $4.55 an hour job for $4.25. What am I making? Oh, that's right, I hate making time. This isn't so bad. So that was my first job at the Toboggan. Then I learned how to read blueprints. I learned how to make the other parts, build the chassis, build the upper bodies to the chassis, put something together you look at for months while you're doing this, and then all of a sudden it's done. And you're watching it being picked up by a forklift, they put it on a truck, and it's leaving it, and I've seen, even now, usually, are there any insurance people here or what? I'm not supposed to be in the shop driving a forklift because they say
Too important.
No, I'm not. No important than anybody else in the building. So I like to drive a forklift and load the cars and unload the cars. And you need usually videos that make sure that she doesn't put my face in the shop.
So Tom started in the coaster division.
Yep.
But we have always been more than just coasters. So as you can see up here, we have our original building, our Germantown location, where the company started. And then the center photo here showcases a little bit of everything. We've got some coaster wheels in the bottom, a nice nightmare fuel laughing Sal head on the corner of the workbench table, some carousel parts hiding in the back. And really, when the amusement industry got rolling in the early 1900s and 20s, you could come to PTC and we could supply you with your carousel, your coasters, your fun houses, your stunts, your mill chutes. So over there on the right side of the screen is actually the mill chute ride from Coney Island, Cincinnati that we had in our archives that we were part of. But time goes on, and Tom comes to work in 1977 to do PTC in the roller coaster division.
That's me standing there. I did have dark hair a long time ago. The gentleman in the middle, next to Noli Janata, he worked for the company. He was an engineer. He worked with John Allen at Schmeck, and he was the chief engineer when I came to work there. And we were out, he came out one day, we were just talking, and somebody just took a shot at the two of us there. And but Noli, he was about this tall and funny as all get out, but he was a good engineer. He could come up with things, and he did a lot of design work with Allen and Schmeck.
So we're going to jump and fast forward a little bit here before we dive into the Beast and Tom's first on-site project.
So, this is Sam High, who used to be my boss, and his family owned the company after his dad, his granddad were corporate lawyers, and they ended up acquiring all the stock in lieu of payment. This is me in the middle, because I don't know why, but anyway, I ended up there, and that was Tom Lagatano, who used to work in our shop. But the one thing, point your little red thingy up there, this was an interview in 1991, and I was asked what the favorite coaster is. So it's in print in many places, but this is one we could find it in our archives. Go ahead. Sam and I are riding the Wolf Bobs, or Timberwolves, sorry. It was opening day, the ribbon cutting ceremony. They were nice enough to invite us. And I was lucky enough, somebody took this shot of us, and I'm just so happy that I have a picture of Sam on the film.
I think we should all go back to wearing suits and dresses and riding other coasters. Wouldn't that be fun?
I didn't know Timberwolf.
I got dressed up for you folks
Say that in my
today.
head, and then this one right here keeps on having
I'm not wearing blue jeans, I'm wearing slacks.
All right, so the Beast. Let's talk about the Beast. John Allen, there is a famous lore out in the community that he was approached by Kings Island to do the Beast. And
Kurt Summers, engineering.
And John was into his retirement, and he really didn't want to come out of it. But there's a funny story that he came out and met with some park engineers here at Kings Island and said, you know, all you really need to know is physics. So here are the formulas on the back of a restaurant menu. Have at it. Good luck.
I think they did pretty good. Now,
So here's something fun.
this was the original artist concept that was sent to us for the Beast. And at the time, I'd been with the company 9 months, and they asked me to take over as shop foreman. Yeah, that was early 78. And the next thing I know, they're calling me in the office and saying, we got a project, and we're going to we want you, we're going to give you 4 guys on this side of the building, and you're 5 guys working in your shop. They're going to make the parts, you're going to bounce from this side to that side, because we got to build all these cars for the this new ride in Kings Island. This is the artist concept. And then I was told, put everything together for one car because we're going to ship it to Kings Island with no paint. They're going to do the paint job. Then they're going to put it on a truck, send it to Atlanta for the IAAPA show, International Association of Music Parks and Attractions. And they're going to present it, and it's going to be this big opening about the Beast. So the one car we did, and I have a photograph, but it is so out of focus that we didn't want to put it up here. But we have the original artist concept that Kings Island sent us, and that's what the Beast is going to look like. Fire engine red, tuck and rolled seats. They got buttons in them things. You know what happens when people get in there with combs and 18 speeds? Wallets with the chains hanging, they pop all the buttons off. So that was the biggest problem the first 2 weeks in the park. Open the Beast was the buttons keep coming off of the seats because people keep picking them and pulling and taking souvenirs and running. So they ended up putting just smooth upholstery. They did a great job. They got it all done so quick. But this is what the train would look like. Fire engine red, and it had gold leaf paint on the seat sides. The same stuff we put on our fire. I belong to 2 different fire departments. The same stuff that we had put on our fire truck, gold leaf. So that's what it's supposed to look like. And then somebody came by and said, we're calling this the Beast. The Frilly Beast?
The Beast
So
is
they
on
changed
fire?
the whole idea. They took the lantern off, the cow catcher off the front of it. And then we sent the cars out, like I said earlier, they were already painted. And because we didn't have the handrails ready to go, the foam injectors didn't have them at the time. And that's why I came out here for the first time to install the handrails. And I'm looking at all these cars, and you're going to see it in the video. I took, like I said, as much as I could because I figured something about doing this job special. And I'm glad I did because I preserved from 1979. I already got it digitized, so let's go. Okay. They painted the cars in this blend color. It went from one color into the next, all the way down the sides. And as you can see, there's no music, there's no sound. So if you have a question, keep it to the end. These cars they were out in one of the picnic pavilions, as you can see, and